Welcome back everyone, my name is Grizno, and this is part 2 of my top 10 favorite primary weapons in Battlefield 4. If you missed part 1, then you should probably go ahead and click the annotation on the screen right here and watch part 1, because I'm about to recap the list, which was numbers 10 through 6, before we get on with part 2, which is of course number 5 to 1. Alright, fair warning. So just to recap where we are, I'll quickly go through the list from part 1 just in case you forgot. So number 10 was the AUG A3, number 9 the SR2, number 8 was the MK11 Mod 0, 7 was the ACWR, and number 6 was the Ace 23. Alright, now that we're all caught up again, let's get right to the rest of the list, starting with number 5. Kicking off the top 5 is the M16A4, Deb Burst. The M16A4 ranks number 3 on my top weapons list in Battlelog, and I posted a 1.09 kill per minute ratio, 13.63% accuracy, and 747 kills in 11 hours and 24 minutes of playtime. I like to use the M16A4 when I want to hang back and slow play it a little more. Being a good assault player doesn't always mean rushing in at the enemy. Sometimes it's better to hang back and provide health and revives for your snipers and support players. The M16A4 excels at longer ranges, and it's very accurate being that it is a burst fire weapon, so it's the perfect weapon for an assault player who wants to play at medium and long range. That being said, if you can get the timing on the trigger down, you can make this baby work just as well in close quarters. It continues to surprise me how effective it is in close and how fast the time to kill is when you can get both bursts right into the guy's chest. I sometimes run a short range optic like the Cobra for a bit of BF4 nostalgia, or sometimes I'll go with a medium range optic like a 3.4x. For the grip, I usually use the folding grip, but the angled works just as well. And I don't really like a suppressor on this weapon, as I would much rather have something to help me with the recoil, so more often than not, I'll use the muzzle brake or compensator. Coming in at number 4, it's the beast that is the MG4 light machine gun. Sitting at number 4 on my top weapons list in Battlelog, funny how that works, right? I've got a 1.34 kill per minute ratio, 9.69% accuracy, which doesn't sound that great, but I do a lot of bullet spamming with this thing, and 647 kills in 7 hours and 58 minutes of playtime. The MG4 is amazing, simply put. I had to think about whether I was going to put this one on the list or the AWS, but when I got thinking about it, the advantage of having a 200 round bullet capacity instead of just 100 was easily the deciding factor. MG4 definitely has a longer reload time, but I think just having those extra 100 bullets already loaded probably equals out to about the same time it takes you to reload the AWS twice. So there is a balance there. It's capable at all ranges. The MG4 really packs a punch and it has very low recoil as well, so it's an easy weapon to use and to do well with. I usually run it with a close range optic because, like I said, you can get away with spamming bullets since you have so many at your disposal. Laser sight for CQB and the stubby grip for added automatic fire accuracy. Like I said, I like to spam them bullets. And a suppressor also works well on the MG4, but the heavy barrel can also be a great addition for a bit more accuracy. Next up at number 3 is the AEK 971. And look, the AEK is number 1 on my top weapons list in Battlelog. I've got a 3.1 kill per minute ratio, 13.51% accuracy, and 834 kills in 10 hours and 37 minutes of playtime. I love the AEK 971. It was my favorite weapon in Battlefield 3, but in Battlefield 4 I'm gonna have to give it the bronze medal. This version has just a bit more recoil than its BF4 cousin, and I find it a little hard to deal with at times. But the strength of this weapon lies in close quarters battles because you just rip through people with ease. Super fast fire rate and fast reload times are the main reasons why this is my go-to in close quarters fights, and I'll usually run the AEK with an ergo or stubby grip. Laser sight, close range optic, whichever you'd prefer obviously, but the barrel is a tricky one. I usually end up leaving it naked because I find that's the easiest way for me to counter the recoil, but sometimes I will run a suppressor in game types like Rush or Team Deathmatch. If the AEK was a little more proficient at range, it might have grabbed the top spot, but unfortunately, I had to go with something that was a little better in all situations. Now this one might be a bit of a shocker to some people. Taking the number 2 spot on my list is my baby, the A91 carbine. Number 7 on my top weapons list in Battlelog, I've got a 1.21 kill per minute ratio, 13.9% accuracy, and 559 kills in 7 hours and 40 minutes of playtime. I don't know why exactly, but I just adore this weapon. 9 times out of 10 when I run the A91, I do well. At least a 1.5 kill death ratio. It just gets the job done and it fits my playstyle to a T. A couple things, it's got a fairly fast fire rate and is quick on the reload. It's accurate and it has a low recoil, so to me, this thing handles like a dream. I almost always go with the stubby grip because it doesn't have much vertical recoil to begin with, so I like to go for attachments that will sort of save me on the side-to-side recoil and boost my automatic fire accuracy. Close range optics and a laser sight are my go-tos, and on the barrel I will sometimes use a suppressor, but the heavy barrel actually works really well on the A91 and helps a lot during longer range gunfights. Even though I run the stubby, I still try to tap fire at medium range because there is some side-to-side recoil that will probably give you some trouble past 50 meters or so. Now I had a really hard time deciding between this and the last weapon on the list for top spot. The A91 did end up losing to this last weapon, however, and I will tell you why as we are ready to reveal my #1 favorite weapon. Alright, there you have it folks. Grabbing the #1 spot on my list is the M416 Assault Rifle. The M416 wins because it is amazing at everything. There pretty much isn't a situation you will ever encounter that you can't at least have a chance in with the M416 at your side. It is #2 on my top weapons list in Battlelog, and I've posted a 1.27 kill per minute ratio, 14.1% accuracy, with 814 kills in 10 hours and 40 minutes of playtime. Like I said, the M416 is, in my mind, the most versatile weapon in Battlefield 4. It's got great stats all around. Nothing that screams overpowered or anything, just nice even stats all across the board. That makes it useful everywhere. Short range, medium range, even longer ranges are possible with this little fella. It's got low recoil, fast reload times, and it just feels like butter in your hands, if that makes any sense at all. What I mean is, it's just really easy to use and so effective it's unreal. I specifically like to use the reflex optic on this one. I don't know why, it just looks right. Laser sights and stubby grips are as per usual, but actually I do like the ergo grip as well for added accuracy on the move, because the M416 does have very good accuracy right out of the box. And as always, the suppressor is something I use a lot on this weapon, but again, the heavy barrel helps it a lot for longer ranges, and I don't find there's too much added recoil while running it either, so I will, on occasion, run the heavy barrel. So, what did you think? Honestly guys, let me know what you think of my top 10 favorite primary weapons in Battlefield 4, and I noticed some of you have already started leaving your favorite top 10 lists, so that's awesome. Go ahead and leave your top 10 favorites in the comments below, and if you have a suggestion for what I should do next, you can leave that as well. I already have an idea of what I'm gonna do next, but if one of you maybe mentions something that is really cool that I haven't thought of yet, then maybe I'll change my mind. Anyway guys, this has been a blast. I know I missed Kid Up and Troll a Loadout last week, and I'm very sorry, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna get to them both this week either. But I will try to have at least Kid Up for you at the very least. If you like this video, make sure you leave it some love by clicking the like button down below. And if you want to share these videos with your friends, I would be more than enthused about that. Thank you so much for watching once again. Have a safe and wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon.